Do you think Micah's side is as serious about this negotiation right now as you guys are?
Oh, yes. Obviously, Micah, first of all, does want to get paid. He's getting paid. You know, he gets about 20-something million right now. And that's pretty easy, 20 million standing there watching practice out there at the same time we're going on. But seriously, I don't have a lot to say about it. We'll see where this goes, but this is commonplace. It's commonplace around the NFL. It's commonplace here.
Jerry, it's definitely commonplace with the Dallas Cowboys. Because you seem particularly adverse to having normal negotiations with your players. That's Jerry Jones, owner and general manager of the Dallas Cowboys.
Usually not a good combination.
No.
Owner and GM.
It's it is one of those things, right? We know that there are a lot of bad owners around pro sports. How many of them are also the GM of the team that they own? By my count, just one.
Yep.
So puts Jerry Jones pretty high up the list of bad owners in pro sports.
The only owner where after a Cowboys game does his own press conference.
It's crazy.
Imagine if we had that here in Vancouver after a game.
Well,
after
the media
every
would love
game,
it.
yeah. After every game, I don't need to hear from Francesco after every game. You know, I'm good.
It's wild though because
82 times a year. No, we're good.
yeah, that's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Like this, I said it like way back. We used to discuss Jerry Jones on the old show.
Yes.
Like this is not new.
No.
Yet he's got one of the best, if not the best, defensive player in football.
Yes.
Who wants to be a Cowboy, or who wanted to be, I should say.
Yeah.
And now we're in a situation where today Parsons put out a statement, a multi-paragraph statement saying, this is how the process played out, and I no longer want to be a Dallas Cowboy.
Yeah.
Because of one man.
Tough.
Because it's not because of the star. It's not because of the city. It's not because of the state. It's because of one man, and his name, Jerry Jones.
Micah Parsons, just 25 years old. First 3 years of his career, he was in the top 3 for Defensive Player of the Year. He is the only NFL player in history to do that in the first 3 years of their career. He's pretty good, I'd say. And I got a lot of thoughts on this. Is it just a negotiation? It feels like more because it's the Cowboys. There's the Jerry Jones factor, and it's like an annual tradition now like no other. Whether it's CeeDee Lamb or Dak Prescott or Des Bryant in the past, it's just we need to have a hard negotiation with every one of these players. Eventually, we're going to end up paying them because you always end up having to pay them. You pay your star players. That's what you do. And the Cowboys do have quite a few star players. And Micah Parsons is the latest one that's up for a contract. So what's the big deal? Like, why don't you just get it out of the way early? Parsons, according to his note on Twitter and Instagram, he wanted to get it out of the way early. And the Cowboys were like, nah, we're just going to hold off. When you hold off, the price gets more and more expensive. Just get the deal done early. It's not hard.
You know what the problem here is? It's ego.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about one specific ego because you mentioned it. The history. Zeke Elliott was a part of that conversation as well.
Oh, yeah.
I know he's a running back. I know there's other conditions around that position, but there's a large list of former Dallas Cowboys that had to go through this process.
Mm-hmm.
And your point is these guys end up getting paid anyways.
Yes.
So why is this exercise even happening? Ego. You are going to pay the players, but you want to remind them over and over again of who's the boss. You want to throw your weight around.
Mm-hmm.
I run the show. This is Jerry's world. And remember, you are merely a player. Why else would you be doing this?
Yeah.
The shield is, the shield and the star is bigger than anything. And guess what? Jerry Jones represents that logo. He's throwing his weight around. There's nothing else to it. This is an ego play because Dak Prescott, he got paid. All those guys you mentioned, in some way or form, got paid. So this is merely let me remind you who the boss is. But Parsons is in a situation right now where he can say, you know what? This could have been done so much quicker, a lot easier. Yet, I'm not going to stand for this anymore. And Des Bryant's video today, he put up on social media basically saying, hey, you're doing what we couldn't do. You're standing on business. You're dictating the terms.
Yeah.
If he actually sticks to this could be potentially a humbling experience for Jerry Jones.
It's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. Like, do they come to a settlement? We saw Terry McLaurin end up signing or, have his trade request yesterday with the Washington Commanders, and we had Aaron Schatz on the show. He said, yeah, they're going to eventually get a deal done and it'll all go away. We saw this with Myles Garrett early in the offseason. I want to trade from the Cleveland Browns. Oh, you're gonna pay me? You're gonna make me the most expensive player on the defensive side of the ball at the time? Yeah, okay, well, okay, never mind. I'll rescind my trade request. I want to be a Cleveland Brown again. So is that what this is? Is this just another layer of the negotiation? I'd say probably, because Jerry Jones isn't going to trade Micah Parsons. I feel like he's more likely to just let Micah Parsons rot until he gets back onto the field rather than trade him. It feels silly, but it feels like that's where this is headed. Yeah, and when you're the owner, when you're the GM, that's the leverage you have over the player.
Yes, but here's the problem, though, and this is why it's such an issue, is that the GM being the owner, like, you're having unnecessary drama. And I understand for the Dallas Cowboys, being in the headlines is a great thing. Everybody's talking about you. But reputationally, you're not winning anything. If you're in the headlines and you're winning, you can say, hey, you want to be here because we win. Sure, there's noise, and it's initiated by the owner, but you want to be here because there's an end goal and we meet it every so often. That's not the case. So he might rot. He might rot if he doesn't rescind his trade request.
Yeah.
But I feel like you're also giving up on potentially the best defensive player in the league. The Cowboys would lose in a scenario too.
Mm-hmm.
So are they playing a game of chicken? Is this just basically Micah Parsons saying, hey, I've played this. I understand the game. I'm going to get my money. I'm just going to take a hard line here. But there seems to be more here because for whatever reason, Jerry Jones doesn't want the agent involved. He's trying to have one-on-one conversation with the player, have a deal, and essentially shut out the agent who, that's why he's hired, to strike a deal.
Well, he's the number one agent in football, isn't he? Mulugeta. So it's one of the things that really, and Parsons mentions this in his note, where Jerry Jones maybe crossed the line, was last week when he was talking about the situation. And what did he say? He said something like, well, he was hurt last year. He missed 4 games, And for you, the owner and GM of the team, to complain about a guy being hurt, getting hurt while putting his body on the line for your team, trying to get wins for your team, that's a pretty bold thing to say when, if I'm a player, and Micah Parsons mentioned this in his note, you're going to criticize me for getting hurt while I put my body on the line for your team, trying to get you wins, trying to get wins for this fan base? You're going to criticize me for that? How does Dak Prescott feel about it? How does CeeDee Lamb feel about that? If that's the way the owner feels about a guy getting hurt, I mean, what do you want me to do? Things happen in this crazy game of football. It's tough. It's a tough look for Jerry Jones.
We got this text coming in unsigned. Please sign your text. We want to know who's sending them in. It's not about showing who's boss. Jerry does it because he wants the team in the news at all times. A radio station all the way up in Canada is talking about him, and that proves that. Yes, but reputationally, at some point, you're past the point of return.
Yeah.
Like at some point, you're getting all the headlines, but you're not getting them for the right reasons. Like the New England Patriots, before they started winning, nobody talked about them. I get it. But you start winning, and all of a sudden, everybody talks about you.
Yeah.
Like, how about you build a culture that is actually one that where players don't leave and say, man, they treated us like bleep. Because you got a lot of retired players coming out and saying, hey, go for it. Fight for your right. Show them. That's a lot of ex-Dallas Cowboys that are saying that now.
It's a really tough one. And when you talk about who's the boss, all I can think about is Tony Danza. Hey, Angela. Great show.
Thanks. We really needed that. Thank you.
That's peak Alyssa Milano back in the day.
It's true.
At least when I was young. All right. So Jerry Jones, okay, took over the team. He bought the Dallas Cowboys, bought America's team in 1989 from Bum Bright. And they obviously, early on in Jerry's tenure, they go on to have a ton of success. Also crazy, he purchased the Cowboys for $140 million.
Also from Bum Bright.
Yes. And so pretty good ROI there, as the team is now evaluated at $10 billion or so in recent Forbes rankings, most valuable franchise in all of pro sports, the Dallas Cowboys. So they have early success, right? The Aikman, Emmitt Smith,
Michael Irvin Cowboys, those Cowboys, the famous bad boy Cowboys of the early 90s, winning those Super Bowls. But what have they done in the last 30 years since? Like, what has Jerry led this team to in the last 30 years? They've had some okay seasons. They've had a lot of teams that underachieve relative to their talent, it has felt like at times. Maybe that's the Cowboys getting overrated, but certainly in more recent years where they've had a better roster, they've had some really talented players, they've underachieved. What other GM is getting 30 years of a leash without anything to show for it, even with 2 Super Bowl championships to your name? That's an unbelievable run. And that's why, for me, it doesn't matter who the owner is. Jerry Jones wins the conversation of worst owner in pro sports because he's kept himself as the GM through 30 years of underachieving with the Dallas Cowboys. And that's frustrating for Cowboys fans, which I got a few buddies that are Cowboys fans. Everybody's got Cowboys
fans in their friend group, right?
That's frustrating for them because you see it. All he cares about is the brand and keeping that valuation up. That's all he cares about. It's not about actually winning. In a lot of ways.
Well, even in recent years, like their actual cash spend has been lower than other teams around the league. Maybe they're paying for that stadium. I don't know. But they're not spending like the big boy Cowboys of years past.
No, and at some point, you have to say this, right? Because you mentioned 30 years as owner, GM, whatever other titles he has. I'm sure
President.
I'm sure there's a list like Game of Thrones where you just list off like 30 titles he has in the organization. But he's 82 years of age, and often we hear like, "Oh, Pete Carroll, 74, is he too old to be coaching?" I think that question needs to be raised for 82 when you're the GM of a team and you haven't had success in 30 years. Like the hockey world was ripping on Ken Holland. Can he be a salary cap era GM?
Yeah,
has the game passed him by? But here's the difference: this guy has the keys to the arena. It's literally named after him. Jerry's World. That's the difference, right? If you control it. You can push the others out. You can blame everybody else and blame others for your lack of success. And that's essentially what's going on here, where I go back to what I said originally. The Dallas Cowboys are an ego play for Jerry Jones.
Yeah.
They haven't won in a very long time.
No.
And putting them in the news to get media attention, that's not a winning play.
No.
That's just to keep relevancy and also keep that valuation up. So, moral of the story, I feel sorry for Cowboys fans. I know I'm a Dolphins fan saying this, but Stephen Ross ain't no saint either, but Jerry Jones has got to be the most frustrating owner in sports.
3 Super Bowls as owner, president, and GM of the Dallas Cowboys, but that last Super Bowl win was Super Bowl 30. So we're going on quite some time here.
He also said last year, quote, "I'm all in, I'm all in," end quote.
Are you really all in? You're like...
He didn't specify on what, though.
So, as you might imagine, given all this talk about the Dallas Cowboys, and it being a Friday here on The People's Show with Reach Deep, it's time for Guys Naming Dudes on The People's Show. And we're going with the Dallas Cowboys. All-time Dallas Cowboys is the subject of guys naming dudes. Now, I personally have a affinity for a certain Dallas Cowboys running back.
Okay.
That helped me to a big-time fantasy football win that helped me pay through tuition on my second year of college.
All right.
And it was Marion Barber.
Okay.
Marion Barber. You know, when like it first started happening, like the whole running back by committee thing.
Yeah.
You know, they had Julius.
Most frustrating fantasy thing ever, though.
Yeah, they had Julius Jones who did all the work between the 20s, and then Marion Barber would just go in and clean up the garbage and get all the goal line touchdowns. And that year that Marion Barber scored, I don't know, it must have been a bazillion touchdowns, was the year that he led he helped lead my fantasy team to a title. So he's one of my all-time favorite Cowboys.
Those running backs, like a late career Steven Jackson.
Yeah.
Like when he was in his prime, he was a beast. But like late career, he'd have like 20 yards and like 2 touchdowns or 3 touchdowns in a game.
Just looking at it now. Marion Barber, 2007, 17 touchdowns, less than 1,000 yards rushing. And then the next year, he had... it was 14 touchdowns in 2006 and then 10 touchdowns in 2007. So pretty incredible stuff there from Marion Barber.
All right, I'm going to give you one that didn't have a prolific Cowboys career, but he was also a running back on the team for a very, very short period of time. Very famous in another market, but Eddie George.
Eddie George?
A cameo with the Dallas Cowboys. He was an absolute beast with the Tennessee Titans and the Houston Oilers prior to that, but also at the end of his career, hung out with the Cowboys for 5 minutes.
I'm going to go, played 2 years with the Cowboys. Also a BC Lions legend, Lucky Whitehead.
Okay. All right. I pick up a theme here with Elan as well. He had the Elks t-shirt on a couple of days ago. He's a big CFL guy over here, just like Dan Riccio.
Oh, yeah. Huge CFL guy. Zach, you got an all-time Cowboy?
I will go an all-time Cowboy. Darren Woodson, least team in tackles. Underrated career.
Darren Woodson.
That's from the heyday when they were actually...
Yeah. The thing with football is, like, there's so many, like, random guys. I don't know why I think of Tavon Austin when I think about the Cowboys.
The hype.
Just returning kicks.
The hype around Tavon Austin.
I know he started with the Rams, and he was supposed to be big time. Like
one of the best college players.
Yeah,
of all time.
He was sick in college, and he was all hype and not much substance when it finally got down to it in the NFL.
What I love about guys naming dudes is that you can also pick out the generation of sports fan by their text. So we got this one coming in. Larry Allen from Tommy the Banker.
Yeah.
Larry Allen, it was an offensive lineman.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw another name out there from that era. Nate Newton.
Nate Newton.
He was a 50-pound offensive lineman, an absolute tank of a human being.
The all-time famous clip in the snow game.
Oh, Leon Lett.
Yeah.
He had like multiple clips.
Yes.
His attention to detail was not great on the football field.
But that clip, we all know the Leon Lett
I'll
clip.
go someone from my era, Kyle Orton.
Oh, yeah.
Quarterback.
Great broadcaster now.
Is he?
I actually quite like him as a color analyst.
Okay.
Oh wait, no, Kyle. I was thinking of Greg Olson. I don't know why I got Kyle Orton.
I've never seen
Kyle Orton and Greg Olson.
You got Greg Olson.
Possibly.
You got Greg Olson and Randy Orton combined into this imaginary person that exists out there somewhere.
Why did I confuse Greg Olson for Kyle Orton? Don't know. Can't explain that one to you. Phil and West Van, T.O. Another text unsigned saying, that's my quarterback. Also T.O. Ryan Leaf.
I had to look this one up.
Ryan Leaf played for the Cowboys. Did he actually play in a game for the Cowboys, or was he like just on the roster?
There is an image of him wearing a jersey on the field, throwing a ball. So I don't know if it was a preseason game. I don't know if it was a regular season game. He did play. So we got that one.
Didn't Ryan Leaf try to have a professional golf career after his football career flamed out? And that also didn't work?
I'm not going to lie. I stopped paying attention to Ryan Leaf real quick after his Chargers days.
Supposedly played 4 games as a Cowboy.
Really?
Didn't win any of them.
No, that sounds about right. Yeah, that sounds very, very about right with him.
We had another one. Darren McFadden. This is Poe Compton Burt coming in with
He was a beast in fantasy on the Raiders back in the day.
Yeah. I won a couple leagues because of 50-point games. But in Dallas, it wasn't all that exciting.
You know who's super overrated?
Who's that?
Troy Aikman.
Really?
You going to disagree with me on that?
Okay.
Statistically?
Does he get more love from that era on that team than he deserves? Like Emmitt Smith,
Michael Irvin
on that first era, first win, I believe it was Jay Novacek, who was an absolute beast at tight end position as well, which is another guy's name and dude reference. He was a good quarterback. Is he an all-time great? No. But they had like the best O-line in football at that time too back then. I mentioned like Nate Newton, those guys.
Yeah.
Might be a little overrated.
I don't know. It's hard to like look at stats from the 90s and compare them to guys from now just because of how different the game was back then. But I'm going to throw a different name out for you.
All right, what do you got?
Nobody's Kevin Ogletree.
Oh, yeah, the linebacker.
He had like one game.
No, that's Alec Ogletree.
Oh, that's Alec
Ogletree.
Yeah.
He like out of nowhere, first week of the NFL season, he popped off for like 100+ yards and like 2 TDs. And everybody's like, who the hell is this guy? And then everybody's picking him up off the waiver wire. Never did anything ever again.
I remember him from like a fantasy draft. You know, when he pops up on the radar, you're like, oh, yeah. This could be a sleeper. Outside of that, I have no recollection of this.
Kevin Ogletree.
We got another one here. This is old school. Roger Staubach.
Oh, yeah.
That one?
The other Austin, Miles Austin. Remember him? He was he had like what? A good season or two?
Really reliable receiver.
Yeah, reliable. Your boy Zach Thomas.
Oh, yeah.
Had a cup of coffee with the Cowboys. Very much known for his time with the Dolphins.
One of my favorite linebackers. I don't know what it was about him. I think it was because he was running around like he was on something, which who knows? Right? Like it was a different era of football.
Yeah.
But yeah, he had a cup of coffee. We got another one here as well. Daryl Moose Johnston.
Ah.
That's from Dave texting in. Another broadcaster.
Steve Largent coming in. Zach Martin, part of those O-line, the famed O-line that helped the Cowboys to some pretty good seasons a few years ago.
Kind of a Micah Parsons before Micah Parsons, DeMarcus Ware.
Yeah. DeMarcus Ware was nuts. It was scary. Deion Sanders.
I was going to say better DeMarcus on the Cowboys. Lawrence or Ware? That's another one.
Deion Sanders. Ed Too Tall Jones from Chris and East fan. I was Julius Jones. Remember Julius Jones very well.
Ben DiNucci.
Ben DiNucci.
Your boy.
He had a couple of games with the Cowboys.
Speaking of your boy, though, we haven't mentioned him. Vinny Testaverde.
He was a Cowboy. My cousin Vinny was a Cowboy.
He was played on every team, didn't he?
He pretty much played.
I'm pretty sure he was on the Cowboys.
Romo's Italian too, right?
Yeah.
Yes, that's right.
My guy, Tony Romo. Do we still like Romo as a broadcaster? Or is his shtick gotten over the top?
I think people are kind of getting a little sick of him.
2004.
I think he's still great.
Vinny Testaverde, Dallas Cowboy.
Yeah.
Also, shouts to Vinny Testaverde, 2-time Pro Bowler. This guy was elite.
Another text coming in for Patrick Creighton, wide receiver. Didn't do a whole lot.
No, he didn't.
All right, that's guys naming dudes on the Dallas Cowboys. Jerry Jones, figure it out, man. You got the best defensive player or one of the best defensive players in football on your roster. Get him to a contract.
We're naming dudes. He should name another GM. He ain't cutting it anymore.
All right, that's going to close out the week. Next week, Randip and I are changing our alarm clocks to 4:30?
Yeah.
Well, it'll be a different week for us. But we're on 6 to 9 a.m. Tuesday through Friday in for Halford and Brough in the morning.
And my last chance to plug the Dude Sort of Float this weekend, the final 3 days up until Monday, 3296 Fraser Street. Go check it out at Bells and Whistles this weekend because on August 4th, it's gone.
So go check that out at Bells and Whistles. This hour of The People Show has been brought to you by BC Liquor. Until August 30th, save $7 on Castello di Gabbiano Riserva Chianti Classico and $2 on Grey Goose Vodka. Visit your nearest BC Liquor today. Enjoy responsibly. Enjoy the weekend. Enjoy the long weekend. You've been listening to The People Show. For producers Elan and Zach, my co-host Randip, I am Dan. Have a great long weekend from Sportsnet 650.